Whoa, damn! Oh, clumsy Cormac.
Jeez, are you all right?
All right, right as rain. Not upright though, no. Good thing you folks is here. Hates to be a bother, but Cormac is in a pickle.
How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Hello and welcome back to Arcanum Gaming. My name is Richie. Today we're jumping back into another episode here of Rosewater. Picking it up right where we left off. We were headed to find, can't remember what her name was. I think over at the saloon. Actually, we need to get some money first. To try and get her to let us use her wagon. They go,
Good to see you again.
Good to see you again, Harley. Hope you're spinning me some aurum.
Well, I've spent the past couple days following Jake around, gathering plenty of straw.
Glad to hear it. I like writers who go above and beyond. What do you need?
Joni, I'd like to ask, could I get an advance on my article?
What for?
The long and the short of it is that Jake has invited me on an expedition. I'll need some extra crowns to cover the expenses.
What kind of an expedition?
We're going to look for Dr. Bennett Clark's missing fortune. Surely a far more interesting story, wouldn't you say?
You're right about that. Tales from the wild frontier are in vogue these days, and folk will be gumming to find out what happened to Clark. But I like people who finish what they start. Get me your assignment, then we can discuss your next one.
Understood. I'd best be on my way.
Right you are.
is there a typewriter downstairs or something then?
See you later, Joni.
Take care of yourself out there.
Impressive piece of machinery.
Ah, there.
All right, let's get this thing knocked out. But first... Okay, time to bring home the bacon. The big question, how to open?
We actually have to write the article. I kind of like that, actually.
When this writer was assigned to pen a profile of a Wild West legend, she never expected to become embroiled in the action firsthand. But no sooner had my private audience with Gentleman Jake concluded than a saloon brawl erupted in the barroom of the Jack of Diamonds, and Mr. Ackerman's legendary pugilistic prowess was put on full display. Now, the middle section needs to recapture the reader's interest. Let's see. Not content to sit on his laurels, Jake has undertaken an audacious investigation into some of our very own local mysteries. I was fortunate enough to accompany him on a foray to Dr. Bennett Clark's erstwhile laboratory of the forbidden etheric sciences, situated just outside the town of Rosewater. What we found inside boggled the imagination. And now for an ending. All in all, Mr. Ackerman has shown the true qualities of a great leader and hero. May his adventures persist and his tales continue to inspire and delight. All right, that should do it. Now, what should I title it? The Continuing Adventures of Gentleman Jake. And done.
All right.
Hello again, Harley.
Here's the article.
Here you are, Joni. One profile of Gentleman Jake, ready to print.
Let's have a look. You know, writing the headline is normally the editor's job. Now let's see. Not even in town for a day, and Spitfire Harley makes her comeback. This is good. You've kept it brisk all the way through. Not bad, Harley. Not bad at all. A few snips here and there, and this will be fit to print. Here's your fee, as agreed.
Thank you.
Now I know what I'm working with, I'll have a think about your next assignment.
About that. How about that piece on the search for Clark's missing fortune? That'll be better than any old profile.
Sure enough. All right then. Clark's missing fortune it is.
I've got something else.
Oh? Do tell.
While I was going around with Jake, we spent some time with the Otham. I learned that they've come under constant attack from the soldiers at Fort Beaumont.
What? Why?
That's the thing. There's no reason. They pose no threat, yet the soldiers harass them anyway. In one recent raid, all their crops were torched.
That's atrocious. People need to know about this.
I'm glad you think so, because their leader wants their story told. She's willing to be interviewed. She gave me this statement, too.
Powerful stuff. I'll pay a visit as soon as I can and see for myself. Plenty of townsfolk could stand to learn about our neighbours in the valley. This could open their eyes.
I hope so. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to see about hiring a wagon.
Godspeed, Harley.
See you later, Joni.
Take care of yourself out there.
All right. Let's go ahead and save the game. Okay. Let's see. Doesn't appear to be here. So can't go upstairs. Can't talk to anybody. Look at anything. Can't go to the bar. All right. I was gonna say I thought it was weird the guy was playing the piano, but there was no sound coming out. And then I remembered that I muted the music because I was having copyright issues in the first episode. Where is the...
Ah, you must be Miss Leger. I'm Dr. Sedgwick.
Pleasure.
Nadine and Mr. Marquez were just telling me how you all were acquainted. Please do continue.
Don't think we want to be in here yet.
This padlock's not going anywhere. Not without encouragement. This isn't gonna get the padlock. This isn't gonna...
No, okay. I'll come back to that. Sheriff.
Welcome back, Miss Leger.
I've got a proposition for you.
Is that so?
You said you were planning on leaving town,
I did.
and I've heard you have a wagon for hire.
That's right.
Interested in a job?
Depends who's hiring.
I'm
I'm asking on behalf of Gentleman Jake. He's leading our posse to El Presidio.
The blowhard who bailed you out?
That's the one.
So it's you Him? How many more?
We're 5 altogether.
Well, I've got good news and bad news. Good news is, I was bound for El Presidio anyhow, and my wagon can fit 5.
And the bad news?
I'm sure you can figure that one for yourself.
So if I get you out of here, you'll take us along?
We can discuss my fee once I know you're serious.
Alright, we got a
Hey,
buster
Sheriff.
out.
What can I do you for?
How much to get Miss Johnson out on bail?
Let's see. For assault on a minor child, as well as unlawful occupancy of an uninhabited building, that'll be 15 crowns.
Here you go. 15 crowns.
Right you are.
So we got 43 left.
Miss Johnson, you're free to go. Don't let me see you in here again.
All right, let's get down to brass tacks.
Yes. Let's. How much to get me and the rest to El Presidio?
My fee is 40 crowns up front, but I'll cut you a break. In appreciation for the way you knocked out that little pest. 30 crowns, all up.
It's a deal.
Good. Get your posse together and meet me outside town at sundown. We'll head out then.
That is quite the wagon.
There you are. This your group then?
This is us.
All right, folks, listen here. I'm Lola Johnson. This is my wagon. When you're in my wagon, you follow my rules. Rule 1. I'm your driver, not your friend. While we're moving, leave me be. That means no yammering in my ear about how pretty you think the mountains are. Rule 2. We stop and go as I say. I ain't interested in blowing up my engine just 'cause y'all are in a hurry. Last rule. Everybody does their part. Be it cooking, hunting, or gathering firewood. This ain't no pleasure cruise, and I won't be serving y'all. The road can be rough, but I'm an experienced navigator and tracker, so stick with me and you'll be fine. If you've got any questions, now's the time to ask.
Regarding your first rule, what if we have an emergency?
Then tell me. Just don't bother me with small talk.
Yeah, I got
Anything else?
We understand. You'll have no trouble from us.
All right then. Let's get a move on. Time's wasting.
We are off, with the first faint tendrils of dawn at our backs. We head west for El Presidio on the trail of the elusive Dr. Clark. We have but a few days' travel before us, through the desert and mountains to reach the coast. I am rather looking forward to getting a better view of this part of the country. And should the scenery lack for diversion, I suppose I'll have recourse in the fellowship of my new traveling companions. Now that we've assembled in this unlikely venture, perhaps it's time we got to better know one another.
Feels good to be underway at last.
Yes, though I must admit I tend to become restless on long trips.
Well, we got cards, books, and conversation. Plenty of ways to pass the time.
Alright. Let's go ahead and save. On the road. I'm going to pause here real quick. Alright folks, we're back here. Just had to take a quick break and take care of something real quick. Alright, let's take a look around the inside of this place.
Lola must be a reader. Always nice to have some books around. I don't think I've read most of these.
Oh, we can pass the time reading. First, let's...
That's what keeps this heap going. Makes it pretty hot in here, too. We're set for fuel for a good while. None are in the red, so I guess that's good. Jake's luggage. I could put everything I own in that suitcase, and it would hardly cover the bottom. Hey, Miss Johnson?
What is it?
Have you ever been to El Presidio?
Yes, I have.
Anything else you want to say about it?
I know how to get there. Ain't that enough?
I'll let you get back to driving.
Good.
Alright.
Hey, Jake?
Yeah, Harley?
Do we want a story?
You know, I wouldn't mind hearing a tale or two of your past adventures.
Sure, why not? It was 1842, and I'd been hired by the sheriff of Bleachbone Gulch to track down some cattle rustlers. It was a long and winding trail, but by following the signs, I finally tracked down the stolen herd and the rustlers' camp. So I went back to town and gathered up a posse. 4 able-bodied men, plus myself. That night, we went back under the cover of darkness. We had the element of surprise, but we were outnumbered 3-1. Before I knew it, the shooting had started. It was a long and bloody gunfight. In the end, yours truly was the last man left standing. I drove that whole herd on by my lonesome. They were all back home by dawn, with not a head missing. Lost some good fellers that night. But that was the end of cattle rustling in Bleachbone Gulch.
Hell of a story.
Now there's plenty more where that came from.
Did your travels ever take you to El Presidio?
A few times. Can't say I much care for it. But that city's for you. Too crowded, too impersonal. I'll take the wide open countryside any day.
I appreciate the chat.
I agree
Anytime,
with
Harley.
that, generally speaking.
Hey, I see something up ahead, by the side of the road. Looks like an oil derrick.
Wagon's slowing down.
Guess it caught Lola's eye, too. Let's have a look.
Any particular reason we've stopped, Miss Johnson?
I needed to stretch my legs. You might take advantage and do the same. We're off again in about 20 minutes.
Come on, Danny. Let's go have a look at that oil derrick.
Excuse me, ladies. I have some business to attend to.
Both of you can do as you like. Just stay within sight.
Actually, I'm curious about this machine. Do you think I could ask you a few questions?
Oh, well, I suppose so.
Tools of the trade for an oil worker, I suppose. Tools of the trade.
So we can interact with them. Or we can go
Tools
this
of the
way.
trade.
Let's go this way.
Somebody's out here sniffing for a fortune.
Or just digging a very deep hole.
Funny how the best things are often found in the lowest of places. Come have a look, Harley.
Hello down there.
Who said that?
Up here. Afternoon to you. What brings you folks to Cormac's oil rig?
Just passing through, friend. I was just saying you've a fine setup here.
Thank you, sir. It pleases Cormac to hear that. Sit tight. Just needs to make a slight adjustment. Then Cormac can come down for a chinwag.
A chinwag.
Whoops! Ah! Whoa, damn! Oh, clumsy Cormac.
Jeez, are you all right?
All right, right as rain. Not upright though, no. Good thing you folks is here. Hates to be a bother, but Cormac is in a pickle. Could you, lend a hand? Cormac would be ever so grateful.
Well, what can we do here?
Not a bad little setup. There's lots here, but nothing I can see that will help. Danny? Got any idea what to do?
I know what we need to do.
That's remarkably helpful.
Hang on, sir. We'll get you down.
Cormac appreciated, miss. Not wishing to hurry you, but soon'd be preferable to later. The blood's starting to pool in Cormac's poor head.
Okay, I don't see anything interactable.
It's a long way down.
Nothing in our inventory that would help. Yeah,
Hey, Jake?
Yeah?
Any suggestions what to do?
That rope doesn't look too thick. Should be able to cut through it. The trick will be keeping our friend from falling headfirst into that pit.
Got anything on you that could cut rope?
Afraid not. One of the others might.
Alright, let's rush back here.
Sorry to interrupt, but
What is it?
there's a man at the oil derrick in dire need of help.
What happened?
He's caught on a rope hanging upside down. We're trying to get him down somehow.
And what do you want me to do about it?
Is there a ladder in the wagon?
Not anymore, sorry.
Do you have something sharp enough to cut rope?
Sure, my hunting knife.
Could I borrow it for a spell?
Only if you swear to be careful with it.
On my brother's grave.
Take it then.
That man at the derrick still needs help.
And what do you want me to do about it? Thought is...
Alright. Well, I got the knife.
I got this knife from Lola.
Perfect. I can throw it and cut our friend down.
You good with knives, then?
Oh, sure. Even used to do some knife and axe throwing in my show. But audiences prefer the gunplay.
Time to reprise your knife-throwing act. Wow us.
Ah!
Ouch.
Cormac! Are you alive?
What do we do?
Get the others. We need help to pull him out.
You're very lucky you didn't break your neck.
Cormac's got a bit of cat in him.
You are making a habit of picking up the fallen, eh, Harley?
Men just keep dropping out of the sky.
We should be on our way.
Suppose Cormac should be thanking you for the help.
Sorry about the fall.
It's all right, miss. Cormac knew the risks when he took this job. Still beats what he used to do.
Come on. We got to get back on the road.
Sure you'll be okay on your own?
Yes, sir. Cormac can handle himself. Good luck getting where you're going.
Nice little intermission there. Not much of a puzzle, but... Oh, this is going to be a whole journey of little stops, I bet. Okay. Okay. Let's talk to Nadine.
Hey, Nadine.
Hello, Harley.
So how'd you become a healer? Did you go to school?
No. I mean, I attended the missionary school for a few years as a child, but not to learn medicine. I was taught by Dr. Sedgwick, Rosewater's physician. I worked as his apprentice for nearly a decade. He was a wonderful guardian and mentor. I am grateful for all his care.
You said Doc Sedgwick was your guardian? What about your parents?
I never knew my mother. She died soon after I was born. My father worked for Dr. Sedgwick, which is how I came to his household. He took me in when my father died from an infected wound.
I'm so sorry. How old were you?
I don't remember exactly, but I couldn't have been more than 5.
Did that have anything to do with you choosing to learn medicine?
I suppose so. Yes. If I can save somebody's loved one, grant them extra time to cherish together, well, there's no better way to help people, is there?
When did you return to the Otham?
I went to them in April of last year, but it wasn't a return. They took me in. People were leaving town, and there was less need for me at the clinic. It was Dr. Sedgwick who encouraged me to find my own path. The Otham were kind to accept me as a guest, but truthfully, I'm glad for this opportunity to travel with you and the others.
You said the Otham took you in. They aren't your people?
No. I don't know who my people are. My father never told Dr. Sedgwick, and I have no memories of him talking about it. I think my parents came from somewhere to the east, but I'm not even sure of that.
Have you ever tried tracking down where you came from?
No, I've considered it, but it's complicated. Perhaps someday.
Ever visited El Presidio before?
I've never been beyond this valley.
You'll be all right. We've got a good group, and we'll look out for you.
Thank you. I appreciate your kind words.
Phil?
Señorita?
You're very polite, Phil, but please, call me Harley.
What is wrong with Señorita?
It's not my name.
Ah, but it is a sign of respect. I would never dream of addressing a new Spanish lady by her given name.
Well, things are different here.
As I am learning. If you wish it, it will be so.
Appreciate it. Will this be your first time visiting El Presidio?
It will. I have heard many tales of this so-called Mouth of the West. I am curious to find out which ones are true.
We'll talk more later.
I look forward to it.
We're slowing down again.
Good. I could use a change of environment. Harley, could I have a word outside?
Sure.
Sun's getting low. Time to set up camp.
Harley and I'll be back shortly. Just gonna take a walk over to that spring. Danny and the others can aid in the preparations.
You better not be skipping out every time there's work to be done, you hear?
Shall we?
Lead on.
That's very beautiful.
Would you look at that spring? I ain't seen water that clear since that time I went swimming with the Prime Minister's rambunctious niece.
So, you wanted to talk to me about something?
I did. I can tell you've got a cogitating mind, always assessing the situation, finding the risks and opportunities. Now that we've got a real posse assembled, I'm keen to hear your thoughts on our little venture. Everything seemed hunky-dory so far, in your estimation?
Why would we lie?
What's my opinion matter? You're the one who put this all together.
True, but I brought you in as our protection, to look out for us all. If anything smells off, you're the one I want to hear it from.
Truth be told, I've got some doubts.
Uh-huh, I had a feeling. Well then, let's hear it.
This whole treasure hunt. We found a decent lead in Chrysalis, but how can we be sure anything will come of it?
Honestly, we can't. Life's a gamble. Not every bet pays off. But if you want to win anything, you gotta grab those dice and let them fly. I got a good feeling. Hope you'll get one too.
We'll see.
Right, well, we should be heading back. Else Miss Johnson will...
Oh, hey there.
Howdy, friend.
Welcome, welcome. Name's Aubrey Trout, but you're not here about me. I reckon you're here for the spring water.
Something special about it?
Something special about it? This here's an etheric spring. Best kept secret in the great western desert.
Etheric spring?
Sure.
Not much of a
Y'all
secret
know
if you tell
about
us about it.
ethericity, don't you?
We're familiar.
Well, this water's got the same properties. Due to a confluence of etherically sensitive minerals deep in the earth, you see. This here's a hotbed. Taking a drink will cure whatever ails you and grant you the strength of 10 men.
No kidding.
Okay, so prove it.
Gladly. observe.
Jumping Jehoshaphat.
Daily sips of this water have conferred upon me a practically superhuman strength. Now, tell me, how old do you think I am?
I imagine a spry young feller like yourself can't be more than 25?
What if I told you I was 52?
Enough beating around the bush. What's your game? You trying to get us to pay you for this water? Or go in on some fool business venture to sell the stuff?
Ma'am, I am wounded. Having tasted bliss, I just want to share it with my fellow man. Or is the spirit of generosity dead and buried? Okay, look, I'll take a drink now. Watch me. There, you see? Tastes like springtime and sunlight. Now, if the water was no good, would I have done that?
Reckon not.
So go on, friends. Share in the wealth. Take a sip.
If it does even half of what you say.
Wait. I want to see Mr. Trout take another drink.
Beg pardon.
If this water's so safe, there's no harm in another sip, right?
Of course not. It'll only do me more good. Divine nectar.
Not so fast. Something is off. I'm sure you won't mind if I have a look around, Mr. Trout.
Be my guest.
What have we here? Magic Spring didn't do much for this beast's health. Did this poor animal die after drinking the water, or because of it? Was there a sign here at one point? Wonder what it said.
It's gonna be like toxic something.
Ow! Bunch of stickers. Damn. Nothing but twigs and leaves. What's this? These boards have been badly damaged, but it looks like it says W-R-N-I. Warning? What's this? A money pouch. There's 10 crowns in here. These boards warning. Was there a... Looks refreshing. Jake, I don't think you should drink that water.
Why not?
There was a warning sign over there, and someone destroyed it.
Really? That stick's been there since I found the place. Never seen a sign.
There was a cow skull in the reeds. Looked deliberately hidden there.
Is that right?
Yes, I did that. Wasn't nefarious, just clearing the path so no one trips on it.
I still get a bad feeling from this guy.
Even after everything he's shown us? I had my reservations, but I'll be goddamned if I ain't convinced.
Forget it. I've got my eyes on you.
I'm flattered.
Looks All these trees look dead. That can't be a good sign. Jake, I don't...
Why not?
Just have a look at all the trees and plants around the spring. They're dead. I'd say that's a clear warning.
Oh, it's a desert. Plenty of straggly-looking vegetation.
Now wait just a minute. What are you trying to pull here, friend?
Nothing. I swear.
Right, and I'm the Prime Minister. Quite the little scam you've got going on.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, I think you do. Jake, maybe you can coax our friend here to talk?
I'd listen to the lady, partner, unless you want to be another notch on Gentleman Jake's holster.
Okay. I'll talk. The spring's toxic. I trick people into taking a sip and then rob them.
Gee, Rover Cripes, that's pretty low, even for a confidence trickster.
It don't kill them. A little sip only knocks you out for a bit.
So how are you still standing after all those drinks you took?
I got a natural immunity. What can I say? Found a way to turn it to my advantage.
And that iron-bending trick?
Like you said, just a trick.
Of course. I should have seen through that. We got ourselves a real piece of work here, Harley.
You're telling me.
What do you reckon we should do with him?
We can't let him work his tricks on anyone else. He needs to be punished.
I agree.
Please, don't kill me.
Do we look like murderers to you? We need to make an example of him.
I've got just the thing. Go get me some rope from the wagon, would you?
All right. That's some fine work, Jake.
Thank you. Maybe now our friend will think twice about leading people astray. Shall we?
Wait! You're just gonna leave me here?
Oh, plenty of folks travel this road. You know that, or you wouldn't have bothered laying your trap. I'm sure you'll encounter some charitable soul. Eventually.
Speaking of charitable souls, I found a stash of stolen money while I was snooping around.
Well, ain't that something? Come on, let's head back and see how the camp setup's going. So the little weasels concocted this whole story about how it's an etheric spring and the water has special powers, trying to hoodwink us into drinking it. All I can say is it's a good thing we ain't the rubes he took us for.
Come now, Jake. He had you hook, line, and sinker.
Nonsense. I was just playing along, drawing him in so he'd slip up and reveal himself.
Is that right? Because you looked about 2 seconds away from taking a great big swig.
Good. If I even had you fooled, then he fell right for it. I assure you, I had him right where I wanted him.
So what happened when you found him out?
We got a full confession. Turns out, the water's poison. The snake worked up some scheme to get passers-by to drink, and then empty their pockets as soon as they were out of commission. Leastways, I think that's what he said. Couldn't catch half of it through his blubbering and sniffling.
What are you talking about, Jake? He wasn't exactly happy about being exposed, but he wasn't crying or anything.
I was trying to add some drama, okay? You harbor some literary aspirations yourself, don't you? It's called storytelling.
So how'd you deal with him?
We made an example of him.
You killed him?
Let's just say he won't be harming anybody else.
The fellow was bad news. Somebody needed to put a stop to it.
I see.
Good. Sounds like the bastard deserved it.
The chili's almost ready. Harley, can you come help me and Phil serve?
Sure thing.
Ooh, hopefully he didn't make it with water from the spring.
That smells heavenly.
The kid is a good cook, eh? But I believe this chili could use a little of my secret ingredient.
What's that?
Mezcal. I picked up a bottle before we left Rosewater. Gives it a nice smoky flavor. And makes you feel nice afterwards, too. This group needs a bit of loosening up, don't you think?
That seems bad.
I don't think that's the best idea.
Why not?
I just don't. So leave the chili be, okay?
Whatever you say.
We should be ready to serve. Just one last taste. Perfect. Come on, let's fill up these bowls and get everybody fed.
That was some mighty fine chili, Danny boy.
Glad you liked it.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. A pinch more salt might have brought out the flavor. Quite good, though.
I'll keep that in mind for next time.
It's a nice night.
Perfect for relaxing and enjoying the company of one's comrades. The best part of the day. I have always said that the battle is won or lost around the campfire the night before.
I'm going to save the game. Campfire. I will say this has been by far the most enjoyable part of the game so far. The traveling and these little side mission things and bonding with the other characters. But I think we're going to go ahead and wrap this one up here for today. And we'll have our chatter on the campfire and continue the journey to El Presidio next time. But so for now, thank you guys so much for watching and have a nice day.